Alright, what is happening in Clown World today? Let me guess. Politicians being shifty, freaking lobbyists, rubbing their hands together, another 1% of money. And just in general, weird shit all the time, every day. I feel like I'm like so fatigued of the news nowadays. It's like, there's like crazy world-changing events happening every day at this point. It's freaking insane.
So Joe Kent today put out a statement, and he is resigning from his position as a counterterrorism, I guess, like leadership role, right? I don't know what the specific role is, but I want to make sure that I have all these lined up first, okay? And, okay, this should be everything, right? Let me make sure.
Wait, who's Joe Kent? Alright, American politician, Special Forces, mid-2025, Director of National Counterterrorism Center. Okay, resigned. He stated he could not in good conscience support the ongoing war. Actions in Iran, claiming Iran posed no immediate threat. And we only joined the war because of pressure from Israel and American lobby. I mean, I can believe the last part. But no imminent threat? I don't know. I'm not too familiar with the war going on, to be honest. Trump has publicly responded, weak on security. Good he's out, bro. Honestly, I can see that. Like, why would Trump have anyone in there that's like against his freaking views and opinions, I guess. Various critics have accused him of promoting isolationist views, anti-Semitism, due to reference to Israel influence. What? If that's true, how is that anti-Semitism? Okay. Or other conspiratorial elements in his statements. Supporters have praised him of integrity and standing against what? How's the standing against the war? What? Wouldn't it have been like way more productive and like goal orientated for him to stay in his position to actually do something about it? Like, he's resigning, and all that is doing is Trump basically putting somebody in position that like supports his goals. Being in this position was the only chance for him to actually, I don't know, follow his ideas if it's true that he doesn't like the war going on in Iran. What? What a stupid idiot. Bro, this is very fishy. I don't like this. This is like really weird. I don't know. I feel like there's something fishy going on already.
Scroll all the way down. That way I don't miss anything. I have not. Okay, good. All right, so anyway.
Let's go.
So he made this statement here, and this was the original post he made. And this post has gotten a tremendous amount of attention, right? Obviously, the guy's a patriot.
Wait, is this double speed? Oh, sorry, guys. I always watch I watch on 1.5 or 2 speed.
I disagree with his outlook, but he is a patriot. He is a fucking veteran, and he should be respected as much.
Sure.
50 million views, okay? A lot of fucking people have watched this. After...
I don't know. My first gut instinct is there's only two possibilities, right? Either he actually means it, which would be immensely stupid. If he actually believes that the war is nonsensical, then he should have stayed in the position and worked against it. Like, who else is gonna be sitting in Trump's ear being like, hey, maybe like, you know, roll back the war efforts a little bit. Like, if not the guy that's against that works for counterterrorism. Like, you leaving has like the opposite effect. It just like makes it more easier for Trump to like continue the war efforts. If that's really his opinion, then he should have stayed in the position. And option 2 is he somehow got pressured into like leaving.
Much reflection, I have decided to resign from my position as Director of National Counterterrorism Center, effective today. I cannot, in good conscience, support the ongoing war in Iran. Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation. It is now...
No imminent threat. So they still were a threat.
It is clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby.
I mean, I can't believe that part. I'm like really... I'm not a big fan of the government. I'm not a big fan. Okay. But my point is like, I can totally see politicians being in bed with Israel, like powerful American lobby and stuff. That part makes sense to me, but I don't know. Wouldn't it be more goal-oriented to like stay in the position to work against it or something? I don't know. Feels like he just like threw the towel and was like, okay, fuck it. I'm out, do whatever you want kind of deal. Which sounds really stupid. If he really was like so I don't know, like believing so much into this idea, then resigning sounds like the least option you would need to do.
It has been my honor serving ever President of the United States under Tulsi Gabbard, leading to the professionals at NTSC. And so here it is, National Counterterrorism Center. I've decided to resign from my position. I cannot in good conscience. Let's see here. I support the values of the foreign policies you campaigned on in 2016, 2020, 2024.
Yeah, that is pretty weird. It's like, I didn't really like it either. It's like America first, and then he got like really chummy with Israel, and it was like, that's kind of weird. Why are you suddenly best friends with Israel? It felt like it came kind of out of nowhere. So that's like it's really fishy, really odd.
Which you enacted your first term. Until June 2025, you understood that wars in the Middle East were a trap that robbed Americans of the precious lives of our patriots and depleted wealth and prosperity in our nation.
Sure. But at the same time, if Iran really had nuclear weapons or was like about to like have them done or like be ready, I don't know. Plus, like the whole thing, like the whole slogan, "Death to America." I don't know if I want them around, if I'm gonna be honest. Do you want like some people somewhere chanting for your death? I don't know if I would prefer that.
And in our first administration, you understood better than any modern president how to decisively apply military power without getting us drawn to never-ending wars. You demonstrated this by killing Qasem Soleimani and by defeating ISIS.
You know, at this point, I'm like so tired of like the Middle East. I feel like we need like a giant dome around the Middle East. Like everything. Everything in the Middle East has like a giant dome around it. And then we like, I don't know, make it extra durable so nothing can come out. And then, you know, we just let them figure it out by themselves.
Early in the administration, high-ranking Israeli officials and influential members of the American media deployed misinformation campaign that wholly undermined your America First platform and sowed pro-war sentiments to encourage a war with Iran. This echo chamber was used to deceive you into believing that Iran posed an imminent threat to the United States and you should strike now. There was a clear path to swift victory. This was a lie and the same tactic the Israelis used.
Wait. Let me read this again. Wholly undermine your America First platform and sought pro-war sentiment, encouraging a war with Iran. This echo chamber was used to deceive you into believing that Iran posed an imminent threat. I guess. I mean, that could be true. Sure, maybe. That's like it's so annoying. There's so much bullshit going on all the time. That's why I hate the media so much. It's like, you know, we need a group of people that really diligently, as their profession and their job, have to research these things, you know? Have to like look into it, look for proof, double check, verify, see what the actual truth is, etc. And, you know, we used to have people like that called journalists. But now it feels more like a freaking propaganda tool.
To draw us into the disastrous Iraq war, that is crazy. To say that the Israelis, not only is it Iran, but it's also the Iraq war in the past too.
I mean, I guess I can see that. Because we learned, like, I don't know when the truth came out. It was like a couple of years ago, where it basically stated that that there weren't actually weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. So I can see that like Bush or whoever it was, like basically got convinced into that war for some alternative motives, right? Because if there aren't like weapons of mass destruction and the president knew about it, then why would you do that, right? Why would you go to war unless for like a different reason?
Cost us the lives of thousands of our best men and women. We cannot make this mistake again. As a veteran who's deployed to combat 11 times and as a goal...
I mean, there's an easy fix. Just completely flatten Iran. I don't want that, but, you know, that would end the conflict really quick.
Star husband who lost my beloved wife Shannon in a war This is insane. In a war manufactured by Israel. I cannot support sending the next generation off to fight and die in a war that serves no benefit to the American people.
I guess I can see that to some extent. I don't know. Because that shit is going on for like, how long? 2,000 years? It's like going on forever. And if I had to decide, if I were sitting in a powerful position and had to decide between countries that chant death to America, that, marry children that are like 6 to 9 years old, or a semi-Christian adjacent country like Israel. I mean, yes, they're Jewish or whatever. But, Jesus was Jewish, so I don't know. It's kind of Christian adjacent, I feel like. I don't know. I don't want to say I like Israel more. I don't like anything in in the Middle East. Can we like just... Oh my god. Can I just stop at this point? I'm so tired of this bullshit.
Nor justifies the cost of American lives. I pray you reflect on what we're doing in Iran and who we are doing it for. The time for bold action is now. Can you reverse course and chart a new path for our nation and allow...
You know what would be more effective than writing a letter on Twitter? To be sitting right fucking next to him as the official position of the Counterterrorism Center and telling him this every fucking day. To break the echo chamber if that's really what's going on.
Ours to slip further into decline and chaos, you hold the cards. So this is massive. It's huge. So this guy...
Is it massive? Kind of. But at the same time, it's just one guy saying something. He could be compromised in some other way, right? I mean, he's basically saying Trump is compromised, but the opposite could be true just as much. He could be compromised somehow by the left, or I don't know, by Islamic countries or whatever.
Dropping out. A lot of people are calling this out. It's very, very controversial. Now, this is, in my opinion, the first time that an official has actually dropped out of anything very big and cited in just plain English that America is acting in the best interests of Israel, and also that America is going to war for Israel.
I guess that's true. I mean, I heard like that point multiple times, but like from news agencies or like, I don't know, people on Twitter. But it's so hard to tell if it's true or not, if there's like actual shit in Iran going on that we needed to like intervene with. It would be really handy having a bunch of journalists that actually like figure this shit out, right?
That's it. I think that's you. The guy's a traitor. I don't think he's a traitor. I disagree with his analysis. I think he's wrong. And I think that he was also more than okay.
I mean, both can be true though, right? Both can be true. We could have gone to war against Iran for like, to like stop them from nuclear weapons or whatever, but also being coerced into it by Israel. So, I don't know. I don't feel like this is, I don't know. This is just like hearsay. If this was like a court document or something, it's just like a guy's opinion, which, I don't know. I mean, I guess there's some merit to it because he's like in a high position of like the director of the Counterterrorism Center, but I don't know. How much can we trust his freaking opinion, essentially?
Okay, with fighting, like, let me see if I can find a few more of these comments here, right? Because there were other ones too. And where is it here? This is Biden criticized Israel. I stand firmly with Israel against Hamas, Hezbollah, and Iranian. And so this is in two.
Oh, okay. So he changed his mind. Although, I don't know. Is that really something to like criticize him about? That was like in 21. That's like 5 years ago. Stuff can change. I mean, the same thing happened to Asmongold, right? Like people were clipping him 2 years ago when he said like, "Oh, I hate going to war, America first, blah blah blah," and then like, quick cut to like this year where he's like, "Yeah, I'm happy we bombed Iran and stuff like that," which is like, as I think he explained, it was kind of like out of context. Plus, I mean, it's years, man. It's years. People can change their mind. Things can happen. New evidence can come out. Maybe you changed your opinion, new information, whatever it was. I mean, if he said that yesterday and then posted that letter, that would be like really fucking weird. Or like maybe a month ago, that's also kind of strange. But that's like years ago, so I don't know.
2021. So, like, I don't see how you can put this out there, but then not want to get rid of Iran. Like, I don't see how these two values can coexist.
Yeah, that's like what's fishy about it, right? Because if he truly believed that, wouldn't it be more... I mean, I said it like 5 times already, but it would be like just more productive staying in his position, trying to change the president's mind, instead of leaving and basically opening the door to somebody who supports the attack on Iran.
I don't see how you can think that Iran, Hezbollah, and Hamas, Islamism is a threat to Western civilization, but at the same time, you don't want to do that. People say he leaks intelligence. That's what people said, is that he leaked intelligence.
A lot of people say a lot of things. Well, what's the truth, though?
There's more to the Joe story meets the eye. According to friends, apparently Joe leaked intelligence under the nose of the Secretary of War. Now, this is, I mean, again,
What?
Buzz Patterson, some random guy. I mean, who the...
I mean, is he random? 500,000 followers. Husband, dad, speaker, author, a pilot, former career of nuke football. New York Times best-selling author. Speaking at media request. I mean, I don't know. Is he trustworthy? I don't know.
fuck knows whether he knows what he's talking
Yeah.
about, right? He's not stepping down due to his allegiance and integrity. He's being forced to leave.
Oh. Yeah, that's what I meant earlier. There's like something going on, because for the 10th time, if he truly believed in that, then why would he not actively try to do something about it, right?
I don't think that's what happened, because if it was, I think Trump would have said that.
Would he though? I don't know. I don't know if he would. He's been kind of quiet about like the Epstein people there as well. So I can totally believe that he's like, orchestrating some things.
But yeah.
But I guess it's possible.
My speculation is that he's the one leaking to Tucker, and that's how Tucker got pulled in. His hate for Israel is stronger than his love.
Oh. I mean, in terms of like timeline, that makes kind of sense, right? If Tucker noticed that he's being investigated by the CIA, then it could be plausible that they figured out that like Joe Kent was the source. If it's true that Tucker like sold information to Iran or whatever. Or like maybe not sold, but like gave Iran information.
For freedom and oppression.
Allegedly, I don't know if it's true or not.
Maybe he changed his mind once he got in a position of power. I don't know. Like, the reality is that we can't know. Like, you have no idea. And so I'll read some of the other ones too, right? Perez voted to leave our troops in Iraq and Syria and voted against funding the VA so wounded vets can't receive the care they wanted. Perez voted against assisting Israel. So this is, again... So now he's criticizing somebody for not voting for helping Israel. And this is before, oh no, this is right after October 7th, right? So butchered and took U.S. hostages. So we have another.
I mean, I guess it's possible he got disillusioned by Israel after becoming like the director. Because I feel like every government has freaking skeletons in their closet. It's like, I don't know. I guess it's possible. But at the same time, if you believe that Iran and Islam is like, has too many terrorists in their ranks, then I don't know. It's so complicated, man. That's why we need a big fucking dome, all right? Just put a dome in there. We turn off oxygen, and then we see who comes out after 100 years without oxygen.
Here, the Gaza Strip is controlled by Hamas. This is 2021. So, by Hamas, a terrorist organization that calls for the death of all Jews. Anyone that says Israel is a terrorist state is out of touch with reality. Hamas and Islamic Jihad would commit mass genocide against the Jews if given the chance.
I mean, I'm not really thinking about like the comment right there. I just got reminded about like how Iran turned off the internet and killed like thousands of people, right? Isn't this kind of proving that they're fucking insane? So why wouldn't you support dealing with that? I don't know.
Now, again, I think you should respect this guy as a patriot. But how the fuck can you do both of these things?
I mean, again, it's possible he just changed his mind over the course of the years, especially after becoming director and stuff. Maybe got disillusioned in his opinions and, I don't know, the curtains lifted and he may have seen some kind of truth that we are, I don't know, as the public aren't aware of. Also, it's just, that's like the shitty thing about like all these weird news all the time. It's like we don't fucking know what the fuck is going on. There's like so many things going on behind the scenes. We can't know what the truth is. And then like 6 months later, all the documents come out and then we're like, oh, so the conspiracies were true. It's insane.
How the fuck can you say that Islamism, Hamas, Iran, and Hezbollah are threats that we should help Israel get rid of, but also not want to do it?
Yeah, it's something.
I don't
something
understand
weird.
how you can have both of these values. That's
Something
very
weird, yeah.
confusing to me. And I have not read a single explanation that can reconcile these values in a way that makes sense to me. He says not imminent threat.
I don't know.
What? So you should only do something if they're an imminent threat? Shouldn't you do something before that?
Isn't this the whole thing that like what the FBI and CIA do all the time? It's like a freaking terrorism act happens, and then the FBI or CIA comes out and is like, oh yeah, we knew about that guy 6 months ago. We were like monitoring him. And my question is always, why the fuck didn't you fucking do anything about it?
Like, that's just, in my opinion, that's what I would do, right? If I saw that some crazy shit was going on, then I would say, well, fuck, let's stop this before it gets worse. That's my opinion.
But he wanted to procrastinate. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe next week. You want me to work now, fighting Iran? I guess I quit then.
What I think. I think that's obviously what you should do. So his new wife changed him. That's stupid logic. Exactly. So I don't understand how he can think that some pussies are afraid of war. I don't think he's afraid of, like, he's been deployed in combat 11 times. The guy's not afraid of war. So I don't think that's that's true at all. And this is him. Iran has been after Trump since January of 2020, after he ordered the targeted killing of the terrorist Qasem Soleimani. This isn't a new threat. The Secret Service is constantly failing to secure Trump is new. So now he's basically bringing up, I don't know if this is whenever Trump, that assassination attempt happened, but like there's very clearly a problem here, right?
After much reflection, I've decided to resign. I mean, yeah, this is really fishy. I mean, again, it is possible he changed his mind after a while or something, but he's not explaining why, though, right? All he said was Trump is in an echo chamber with Israel, and he hates that, basically. While himself saying we need to side with Israel and like eradicate the threat, basically, for years at that point. I don't know. It's like really weird.
And I don't know how you can square these two things. I don't understand at all. And here's more comments that he's made too. Trump's restraint shows he wants to deal with Iran, and his red line is American loss of life and Iran nuke development. So this is what I find to be so odd, is that Joe Kent can literally say his red line is American loss of life and Iran nuke development. Iran said they're building nukes, and they also killed Americans on October 7th.
Yeah, there we go.
That was fucking 6 years ago? Yeah. I mean, do you think that the nuke...
Yeah, again, people can change their minds, but I don't know. This feels like it kind of comes out of nowhere. It would have been different if, like, in the last weeks or months or something, he would have, like, criticized Trump and, like, the war efforts. Although, I guess he couldn't have done that. How long is it? It's like a week now, right? The thing is going on for a week. God damn. I mean, he could have, like, made more posts. Or, like, I don't know, explained himself more in, like, the last week. Like, I don't know. It feels, like, out of nowhere in a way. And people find that really fishy.
Nukes are going to expire? How does that work? You see what I'm saying here? I'm very confused by this. And I personally think that we should have crushed their ballistic and nuke capabilities, but Trump has a plan. He definitely earned the confidence of any clear-eyed observer. October 7th happened because Biden and Harris gave Iran access to over $100 billion.
Bam!
So there it is again. So this is extremely, you can't change your mind, I guess.
You can, but again, if that is truly his opinion, it would have been way more effective as like a counter voice. Unless he tried that and was forced to resign, I guess. There's like just so many possibilities. We don't have like actual factual truth to like actually figure out what happened. It's just like, I don't know, deduction at this point.
I have no problem with him changing his mind, but I do have a problem with him not explaining what the change is coming from. Do you understand that? So I don't think it's an issue like him saying, okay, well, this is what I used to think, and now I don't think that anymore because of, you know, X, Y, and Z. But like whenever you do a
actually, yeah, I think I've mentioned this like a minute ago. If his problem was the echo chamber and that Trump was basically coerced into war, then it still wouldn't make sense because his opinion was that Iran needs to be dealt with and to support Israel, basically. And now he's basically said, I can't support Israel against Iran anymore because Trump was like manipulated into this, if it's true.
Complete 180 for something, I would expect to get some sort of explanation for it.
Yeah.
Especially with something that's such a large existential threat. Like,
I feel like there's like something else going on.
Iran making nuclear bombs. Like, holy shit, that's like the biggest possible thing. Whatever changed his mind is 100% classified. It is. But like, here's what isn't classified. Iran saying that they had 60% enriched uranium. They said that themselves. In order to use it for energy.
I mean, it could have just been like boasting. Kind of like how they post constant AI videos of like, yeah, we got like 1 billion missiles now. And then it's like just like the same 10 once copied over and over.
You need 3 to 5% at the most. Why the fuck is it at 60%? It's because they're trying to make a bomb. So how can you think that? And that this is all out in the public. This isn't like a secret. It's not like I didn't read this on 4chan. This is what the...
Yeah, but like even if it were boasting, right? It still needs investigation. And if like the investigation team like basically confirms, oh shit, they got some, then I guess intervention is needed.
Iranian government themselves is saying. So the Iranian government says that. The International Atomic Agency says that, or whatever the hell they are, the IAEA. And then also the American. So basically everybody that has any understanding of this all says they're trying to make nuclear weapons, right? Every single thing points in that direction. But for some reason now, and this is something even he said, that we should stop them from doing that. And he's even like obviously going to bat here for Israel too. Like in my opinion, I think
that's like the weird part, right? Because he supported Israel in fighting the terrorists, but then he kind of changed his mind, basically saying, I don't like that Israel convinced Trump to go to war, which I guess could be understandable. And I think nobody wants actual troops on the ground. So far, it's all been kind of like, you know, in and out missions or like, you know, airstrikes and stuff like that. So, I don't know. There's like something fishy going on.
This is very extreme, right? This is an extremely like aggressive stance against it. How can you go from this to saying that Israel got us into the...
It's also quite possible that he used to have some kind of manager or like somebody that made the posts for him. Or maybe even this post itself is basically made by somebody else. I guess that's possible too. Because, spoiler alert, guys, if you talk to your favorite streamer on Twitter or something, and they finally respond to you, oh, wow, parasocialism high, and they like your post or whatever, I mean, there's a above 50% chance it's not actually the person. I mean, obviously it depends on the creator or whatever, but there's a high chance that it was their manager or like, I don't know, their marketing team actually interacting with you instead of like them doing it themselves.
This war... and we shouldn't get into the war with Iran. Like, I don't understand how you can have these values. They seem absolutely contradictory. I don't see how you can reconcile these two realities. 5 years later, by the way.
It's not even like contradictory, right? Although I guess he did say he didn't want a potentially unnecessary war. This was a lie and the same tactic as were used against the disastrous Iraq war. Okay. I don't know. It's like weird. I mean, I also don't really want to support Israel. Like, why the fuck are we over there, right? Can we just, like, I don't know. It's complicated. It's complicated. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like at this point you need like a PhD in freaking, I don't know. At this point, it's almost like you need to be a journalist. Figuring things out yourself. Because apparently every news agency doesn't do that.
What? Yeah, exactly. No one's ever lied about their capabilities before? Well, okay, so this is the problem though, right? Is that, so much shit's happened between now and then, isn't it?
I mean, sure. People can lie, especially governments, about like how great they're doing and shit. But let's, you know, scale it down a little bit. Imagine a guy walking up to the police and being like, hey, I got a weapon. I got an illegal weapon. And then they try to walk off. What do you think the police is gonna do? Are they gonna think, he's just bluffing? Or are they gonna be, hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute, let's... we feel like we need to search you here for a second.
Crazy amazing. What do you think? So, like, I just... Man, okay, let me think about that.
Also, it was like confirmed by like the intelligence agencies, although I don't really trust them. And what was it, Nuclear Association kind of thing, that they have some.
All right. So you said nobody's ever lied about their capabilities. The United States also said this, and the IAEA. Like, here, let me ask you a question. Why do you think that they were building the nuclear factories underneath a mountain? Why do you think they were doing that? Just, if you had to guess. This is September of last year. It takes weeks to get to 90%. Oh, September of this year. Today, we have reached an advanced level in uranium enrichment. While countries aiming to develop nuclear weapons enrich uranium up to 90%, we have limited ours to 60 because we have no need for such weapons and we have not intended to pursue nuclear weapons.
Trust me, bro. We're not gonna make them.
Yeah, it takes weeks to get to 60 to 90% from there. Yeah. To build nukes. Okay, so this is what's so confusing to me. So then why?
Dude, I hate these people. They like always have such a strong opinion. Then when you ask them like, oh yeah, like, can you explain yourself? And then they're like, I don't know, I guess that's what's going on, maybe. Like, bro, why are you so freaking strong in your opinions if you can't even formulate how you reasoned yourself into it?
Why would you even bring this up?
Yeah.
No one's ever lied about their capabilities. If everybody, this is the weird, like...
I mean, I get it. It's like playing devil's advocate, right? But at the same time, even if somebody lies about it, you gotta investigate. That's like what the police does all the time. If somebody like comes up to him and is like, hey, I've got an explosive on my chest. By the way, I'm gonna walk into that freaking kindergarten over there. Do you think the police gonna stop him? Probably. And, at the very least, check if he actually has explosives.
I don't understand. I don't understand this. Everybody, we're all in agreement they're trying to build nuclear bombs. What are we doing? Why are we trying to pretend like this isn't what's happening? Mental gymnastics to fit a narrative. I guess so. I don't get this at all. So why are you arguing with retards? Because there's nobody else. I don't get this at all. Yes, and it's just crazy for me to see this. I don't get it, man. It drives me crazy. This
is almost... I think that's the fault of the media, right? Because everybody has a weird, different opinion because nobody can sit there watching news 24/7 trying to decipher all the freaking lies and propaganda into what's actually distilled truth. And then everybody just has a weird opinion all the time thinking, oh yeah, that makes sense. It doesn't look it up or something, and then I don't know.
See this. So
Just
anyway,
weird.
I think obviously, I think he's totally wrong about this. I think that this goes against everything that he had said literally for years following this. And I think that it makes no sense that you want to get rid of you think Iran
Yeah, it's super fishy.
is trying to make a nuclear weapon. You think Hamas are terrorists. You think that they would commit a genocide if they could. You think that, you know, Islamism is a threat to Western civilization. You think all this stuff, but you don't think that we should stop it at the source. That's really confusing to me.
True,
It is.
true.
That's extremely fucking
I mean, I kind of agree that it's like weird that like Israel is like suddenly so important to America, but at the same time, I don't know. It is really fucking complicated, man.
confusing. I don't get it.
I feel like we don't even get like half of the truth most of the time. So it's like very hard to form an actual opinion on this.
Makes no sense. Yeah. So tell us why he's stepping down if he's lying. I don't know why he's stepping down. But
Well, is he stepping down, or is he being made to resign, or, you know, is he being forced to resign? There's like a million possibilities on what's really going on. So I don't know.
I think it's very confusing. That's the
It
reason
is.
why.
Something's not adding up.
I just don't think the guy changing his mind is that crazy. Okay, well let me ask you. So this is the same person. Why do you think it wouldn't be crazy? Like, I mean, I don't understand. What could be the impulse that would cause him to
I never disagreed for the fact that they're trying to build nukes. You literally said 2 messages earlier, oh, I guess everybody lies sometimes, right? Bro, what are you arguing about?
change his mind that would make sense? I think he's just worried about a forever war. Well, like, wouldn't it make sense that the sooner that you get rid of Iran's leadership, the lower the probability of a forever war is? Because right now they're already weakened from protests and also
Bro,
from
it's like it's already an forever war. How long is it going? 2,000, 3,000 years, bro. And just like America alone, like, when did it start? 2001 or something? It's already happening for 25 years.
previous bombings, but who knows where they're going to be in 6 months? Who knows where they're going to be in 2 years? So wouldn't it make sense to kick them while they're down? I think it would. I think it would make a lot of sense. I think that makes perfect sense to me. It's only been 3 weeks. Yeah, true. So, like, because to me, I don't understand this at all. Maybe he's against sucking Israel's dick. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. But
Yeah.
he's making other comments that are very positive about Israel, right? Voted against assisting Israel. He's
Yeah, I stand firmly with Israel. Although then again, this was before he was the director, right? And maybe he saw something classified that like changed his mind. It's possible, but there's like so many theories going on, and we have like no clear, not even like a smidget of truth that we can actually like assign anything of value to any of the conspiracies.
talking about Israel again, criticized Israel when they were under attack. I mean, like, he's talking about Israel positively as well. You've changed your mind too. Weren't you against a war in Iran some years ago? Yeah, I was. But and the thing is that if I'm speaking personally, I've used a lot 5 years ago. I don't think someone can be locked in one line of thinking for eternity. So
I mean, that's
here's
fair.
the difference, right? I agree with you. I think that you're right about that. I think that's totally a fair position to have. Here's where I have a problem with it.
Is it gonna be that he still thinks that, but says he just doesn't like it because Israel is suddenly involved? Because the president is supposedly being manipulated by Israel.
You can't reconcile the reason why you've changed your viewpoint, then I think that it's going to be confusing for a lot of people.
That
I think
too.
it's extremely confusing. It is. It's extremely confusing. And
Yeah, because he said nothing about like, although I guess he said there's no imminent threat of Iran or something. But like, I don't know. All the time beforehand, he said there's a threat.
like,
So, I
there's
don't
no
know.
explanation that's provided. Now, the odds are that the reason why he's not providing an explanation is because it's probably classified for some reason or other, right?
Fair,
So,
fair.
And it's understandable, definitely. And maybe he can't. That's what I think it is too. So, and the reason why I changed my mind on it here, it's very simple. It's because number one, it seems like Trump knows how to execute military strategy better than Biden did, and also better than Bush and Obama.
I mean, is that a high benchmark? I don't know. I feel like a 10-year-old can play better chess than Biden could.
Did. That's the reason why we were able to get Maduro and also blow up their nuclear facilities, and nobody even knew about it. And nobody got killed, right? And so that's one big reason. The second reason too is that Iran is weak in a way that they weren't weak 2 years ago. So like if you've already had the entire country on the brink of destruction from a protest, that's a totally different scenario than if it's just another day and they still have the same power that they had. But they've already been weakened dramatically based off of the protests and all of the fires and everything that's gone down. They had to shut down. And the thing is that it's so obvious that it got out of control because they literally turned off their internet to kill everybody.
Dude, that is wild. How can you support Iran if that shit happened? Like, how can you sit there and be like, no, we love Iran? It's like, hello? Dude, this is so mind-boggling to me. Iran is literally doing everything the left constantly complains Trump is supposedly doing. He's a dictator, Nazi Gestapo. Meanwhile, in Iran, they turn the internet off and kill like 5 or 6 digits of people protesting.
Like, they wouldn't have turned off their internet to kill everybody in order, if it wasn't a critical thing. It was very obviously a critical like situation for Iran. And there's also that you also have as soon as Russia ends the war with Ukraine, and as soon as that happens, the probability of Russia assisting Ukraine will increase dramatically. Or sorry, not assisting Ukraine, obviously. Assisting Iran will increase dramatically because obviously Iran sells them drones. So if you also are attacking them whenever a strategic ally of theirs is distracted, this is like the perfect time to attack. You have obviously a consolidation of power. You have as much political capital as you're ever going to get to do it. You have the country that's destabilized. You have other militia groups that are in the area that are trying to take over. You have Iran,
makes sense.
what do you call it? Iran saying that they're going to build a nuclear bomb, having nuclear bombs, like all of these things together.
I guess that could be true. Maybe Israel was like sharing intel about this whole like Russia-Iran thing, or like whatever else might be going on that's classified. So I guess maybe it's so hard to tell because we don't know anything. All we get is like, I don't know, throwaway lines like, oh, I don't like that Trump was talking to Israel. That's why I resigned. Like, what? You were praising Israel though, what?
I think fit together to make a pretty good argument for doing it. You see what I'm saying? It's a hose-mad situation. His new wife has got to him. I don't want to. I don't know if that's true or not. But that's my position on this. It is. I'll read a few comments, and they just.
Dude, imagine that's what's happened. He got a like leftist wife or something like, oh my god, aren't you like the director or something? Aren't you like a big guy over there? Can't you like just make him stop fight Iran? I love Iran. I love when they turned off the internet and could like 30,000 people. Oh my god.
Just wanted to save Iranians of your.
I wish America would do that. Oh my god. Turn off the internet and kill all the Republicans. Oh my gosh. Just like Charlie Kirk.
Your broadcast? Maybe. I don't know. Axis of terror groups disbanded. There will never be a better time, and it's leverage against Russia and China now. It is. It's massive Russia. It's massive leverage, against Russia and China. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. And this joke can't fail to see the bigger picture of things. It's about oil control. Well, I don't know. I mean, like, again, I hope that he can come out and explain.
Oh my god. That free Iran from Hassadi. Now finally a goal we can get behind.
Why he has seemingly, to me, 180'd. Totally 180'd.
Yeah, it feels like a 180.
Because
it'd be different if like, the weeks leading up to this or something, he would, or like at the very least days leading up to this, he'd be like, I don't know, voicing complaints or, I don't know, saying something about it, which again leads me to believe that there's some kind of person maybe double checking or like approving the tweets or something, like a manager type of like streamers kind of thing. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like the most likely scenario for me personally is he's somehow, there's like something pressuring him to resign in some extent. Maybe it was Trump, because Trump didn't like that he didn't want to go to war. Maybe it's like some other faction that, like, I don't know, doesn't want him to be as effective against Iran or something. But then the resignation letter is like really weird, right? Because it basically like puts the blame on Trump and Israel. But isn't this kind of like the rhetoric of like the far left to some extent? I don't know. It feels very far lefty, right? Maybe they blackmailed him or something.
I can't reconcile these comments with this statement. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say he's being paid to you. Yeah, exactly. To me, I think a lot of people feel this way. I don't think this is unreasonable.
It's too sudden.
He's a patriot. You can be a patriot, but you can still be wrong. Not everybody that disagrees with you is evil.
I mean, also, you could be a patriot and somebody threatening your children or something, and then you're like, you know what? Fuck it. I just resign. Leave me alone. It's fine.
Like, this whole idea that everybody who disagrees with you is like an evil demon that wants to destroy the country is not true. There are a lot of people that have good intentions, but they go about them in bad ways that you can think are problematic.
Fair.
That doesn't mean that they're bad people or evil people.
Yeah, it could just as likely be that he's just stupid. He's just stupid, changed his mind, and now he's like leaving or something, which is really dumb though, right? If, again, for the 100th time, if you really believed in this, then wouldn't he want to stay in that position? Although I guess that like leans into the idea that Trump let him go or like forced him to resign. But then Trump would have stopped him saying, like, basically expressing this opinion. This feels more like he was forced by I don't know, anti-Israel, anti-Trump factions. Basically, I don't know, painting them in a bad light. If Trump would have forced him to resign, then he wouldn't have made these comments, right? Or at least Trump wouldn't have allowed him to do it or something.
It just means that their perspective is wrong. That's really it. I mean, I don't think that you have to get angry at the guy, but I just don't see how this makes sense.
Although maybe that's like a reverse psychology thing, right? Trump firing him and then being like, yeah, just blame me and Israel. So it looks like it's the left or something. It's wild.
Again, you can defend Israel's right to exist, but point out that Israel lobbying has a massive influence on political decisions. I don't think it's that
weird.
crazy of a turn, honestly, based. Well, what does that have to do with Iran making a nuclear weapon and then potentially using it to destabilize the region?
Also true.
He couldn't have 180s because the older...
I feel like there's like a lot of like half-truths kind of coming together into like a confusing mess. It's so hard to tell.
Comments contradict the new ones. Yeah, I think that's what a 180 is. Yeah.
I mean, both can be true, right? Iran making nuclear weapons and Israel being like, I don't know, manipulative or something.
Usually it's going in the opposite direction, right? Because it's like the exact opposite, side. And so Iran war is benefiting Russia by over $100 million a day. The Iran war is benefiting Russia. You think the Iran war is benefiting Russia? Why do you think it's benefiting Russia? I'm kind of curious about this. This is a new one. I haven't heard this before. How's it benefiting Russia to have one of their main allies get totally fucking incapacitated? That's like sending them drones. Oil? Trump removed tariffs on oil, my brother? Yeah.
What?
How's that going to help them win over in Ukraine? How's that going to happen? It's not. Yeah, they're going to make some more money in the short term. You're right. And it's okay to do that because it's more important to get rid of Iran now and deal with Russia later. You can't fight a war on two fronts. There's no reason for us to try to do that with Russia and Iran at the same time. We're basically paying them off to not interfere with the Iran war. That's obviously what's happening.
That's kind of smart, yeah.
It's obvious. That's what's happening. So
I mean, it's also to like appease the public, right? Because when naturally the oil prices will go up, but if you remove the tariffs, you can get them cheaper. Therefore, the public is a little bit more appeased by cheap oil prices, or like not as expensive oil prices.
Why? Like, there's very clearly a strategy here. Like in
Dude, I wish we had somebody like in the government sitting in the dark rooms where like the deals are being made and just listening, like a podcast kind of thing. Imagine there's like a podcast of like the back room, the politics back room, and we can always like listen into what the fuck they're talking about.
in my opinion, I think that's a good idea. Like, that's what I would do. I've been saying that. You're basically pals with Russia. Not really. But, like, I can see what you're saying with the oil thing. But what is this here? Russia 100% benefits from, because less goes to Ukraine. Right now, they're doing well in Ukraine. Really? Because I actually read recently that the...
Ukraine?
Ukraine territory, what is it here? I think that
But it's kind of surprising to me that Russia is struggling so hard against Ukraine. Like, what are they doing? That's crazy. I mean, even if the UN is like crazy supporting them with money and like weaponry or whatever, but like, don't they like just the size comparisons and like I don't know the yearly income of the different countries should be like a clear indicator of like who's winning.
that's not even
But that's apparently not what's happening.
true. But what's this here? Like gathered, like controlled? Let me see if I can show this. Gains? Yeah, like my understanding. Can I pull this up and show this? So yeah, I think this might be it. Ukraine, and this is literally 2 days ago. This is 2 days ago.
Disrupted a new Russia offensive. Wait, who's who? I don't know flags, alright? But they all look different.
2 days
I mean, I would have assumed red is Russia, right?
ago is new to me. Yeah. Does mean you think you're smarter than him? I didn't say that he was stupid. I never said that he was.
Wait, let's go back. What did it say? Ukraine has reclaimed 400 kilometers of territory, disrupting a new Russian offensive. Oh, so blue is Ukraine and red is Russia. Okay.
2 days ago is new to me. Yeah. Does mean you think you're smarter than him?
I mean, is that impressive? 400 kilometers of area? That's not that much. It's like, if you assume that like the whole line is 100 kilometers, that's like 40 kilometers in. That's like, I don't know, that's like, like half an hour drive, basically. With a car. 30 minutes. I guess that's good, but if your country is like thousands of kilometers wide and big, it's like, is it really that much?
Didn't say that he was stupid. I never said that he was stupid. But I don't, like, you're not going to get me to just...
Like, for example, if one street is like... Is there like a size thing here? No. But I guess it'd be fair to assume that like a street is maybe like a kilometer or something. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's like, I don't know.
Just
like a couple towns in distance.
Assume that somebody is right whenever they're saying something that makes no logical sense. If there is classified or special information that he knows that I don't know, then how do you, like, I can't write a blank check. Yeah, I feel like, especially recently, Ukraine has been very aggressive. And they've been winning. Or at least taking back territory. I think this is a lot.
I mean, there could be like a million reasons for this though, right? It could also be the case that Russia was like pulling back, letting them gain territory to like tire them out and then like fighting back or something. Like just this graph alone doesn't really explain the strategies or I don't know what the situation on ground is.
Not bad considering America isn't providing any aid. Yeah. Look at that. Holy shit. At what
I don't
price,
know.
though?
It's like everything that's happening every day. We can't really be sure what the fuck's going on because there's like barely any actual truth or facts coming out.
Well, I mean, like, I don't know, like, a lot. I mean, people...
Also, like, who made this?
At what price, though? Well, I mean, like, I don't...
Ukraine news. I mean, there's a strong possibility that they might be a little bit biased. And, I don't know, potentially releasing something that isn't necessarily true.
No, like, a lot. I mean, people, like...
Or, like, over-exaggerated.
There are thousands of people that are dying in Ukraine. Like, you say at what price? Like, it's awful. It's terrible. What do you mean? Like, I don't even know what people are saying. Of course that's the case. So, what is this? Your president, national terrorism? Oh, yeah, this is the guy talking about it, or Trump talking about this guy. So, let me see if I can find this real quick. And I think there's a longer clip for it, too.
All right, let's see the actual clip. I mean, we saw the quote, I guess. That he's, like, happy that he's gone, basically.
Okay.
Which, I mean, to be fair, honestly, if I were the boss of a group, and then one of the guys is like, I hate what you're doing, I don't want to support you, then it'd be like, all right, goodbye. I'll get somebody who supports me, I guess.
Yeah.
Dude, you know there's 100 people in line for that position.
I'll just use this one.
And he for sure is gonna choose somebody that actually aligns with his ideas or, like, opinions.
Let me scroll down, make sure there's no... Okay, this is good.
Like, if your true goal is to stop the war, then resigning does the opposite. Like, what?
Well, I read his statement. I always thought he was a nice guy, but I always thought he was weak on security, very weak on security.
That's not good for counterterrorism, you know? Being weak on security for counterterrorism? I don't know, red flag. It's kind of like saying somebody's weak at flipping burgers when all their job is flipping burgers.
I didn't know him well, but I thought he seemed like a...
I do want to say that, like, how the fuck are you guys doing counterterrorism whenever we've had 4 terrorist attacks this year already?
True.
Like, how do you not have...
I mean, maybe that's the reason why he says he's bad. That's why he's bad at security.
Of a group going after the people that are, like, you know, what we're bombing the Teslas, right? Like, I mean, really, like, we have such a huge problem with domestic terrorism. What the hell were you doing? Like, and I'm sure that there are probably 1,000 problems that they solved that I don't even know about. But, like, all of the ones that I think are very physically and just, like, obviously publicly evident haven't been solved at all. So I'm sorry, but that doesn't really fill me with a lot of confidence. It doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, Asmon said it himself. There could have been 1,000 things and only like 4 came through or something. But yeah, it does seem weird if like the few attacks aren't really solved or essentially just swept under the rug.
Nice guy. But when I read his statement, I realized that it's a good thing that he's out, because he said that Iran was not a threat. Iran was a threat. Every country realized what a threat Iran was. The question is whether or not they wanted to do something.
And arguably, you know, Israel and America were like had like the biggest target on their backs because they fucking hate Israel and America. They want to kill all the Jews and give death to America. So I don't know. In some way, the partnership makes sense. But I'm also thinking it's weird that, like, why are they like so chummy, right?
Thing about it. And many people, many of the greatest military scholars are saying for years that President should have taken out Iran because they wanted...
Many people said that. Many people told me, take out Iran. Iran is the worst country of them all. I didn't know about Iran, but people said it is bad.
Nuclear weapon. They were, if we didn't do the attack, or if, I'll go a step further, if I didn't terminate the Iran nuclear deal given to us, one of the worst deals ever made by Barack Hussein Obama. Remember when they said...
Barack Hussein Obama. Is that actually his middle name?
Boeing 757s over there, loaded with cash. Hundreds of millions of dollars.
It's a lot of money.
This was a wonderful... They said hundreds of millions. People forget that. Yeah. Does anybody remember?
Why would you give a country the chance, death to America, $100 billion? That is so weird.
Right? You remember hundreds of millions of dollars in a Boeing 757. I think they had 2 of them loaded. They took the seats out and they put cash. And it was so much that there wasn't a bank in Virginia, Maryland, or D.C. that had any money left. They stripped them of all their money, put it into place, sent it to Iran, almost as ransom.
They sent it as like physical money? Why? Wouldn't it have been easier to, like, you know, I don't know, make a check or something?
For the
That's not gonna
those
happen.
are the soldiers that got captured. It happened right after that.
With Trump. And nobody ever did anything about it. Nobody ever said anything about it. Can you imagine if I did that? So they've been a threat for a long time, but they've really been a threat. If I didn't terminate Obama's horrible deal that he made, the Iran nuclear deal, you would have had a nuclear war.
Asmon's chat is so funny. There was like one guy that said, what was it? Go back for a second here.
Horrible deal that he made.
Obama. Oh my God. Thanks, Obama.
The Iran nuclear deal. You would have had a nuclear war 4 years ago. You would have had nuclear holocaust, and you would have had it again.
Dude, isn't that insane? Isn't just like the idea insane that there's like dozens of countries on the planet, maybe hundreds, that just have nuclear weapons, and at any point they could just go, you know what? Fuck it, red freaking button, and, you know, freaking dominoes fall, and then we live in freaking fallout.
If we didn't bomb the site. So when somebody is working with us that says they didn't think Iran was a threat, we don't want those people because, and there are some people, I guess I would say that, but they're not smart people or they're not savvy people. Iran was a tremendous...
Everybody, I have been told, everybody that isn't on my side is an idiot.
tremendous threat. And virtually every NATO nation, and this...
It's like so funny to me, like every politician that's like against Trump, he's like, that guy, he's an idiot. He's an asshole. I don't like him. People told me he's an idiot. He has an IQ of 60. But as soon as like the politicians turn around on him, it's like, you know, supporting Trump, and he's like, oh, he's the best guy. I always knew he's the best guy. People said he's stupid, but I didn't think that.
This is the thing. If they told me it wasn't a threat, and therefore they don't want to help, but when they say it was a threat, and it was a major threat, every one of them, I think every one of them, I don't know if one that said they're not a threat, but when they say it was a threat, but we're not going to help, I think they're
It's a little bit
foolish.
weird. Yeah.
That is like weird. Imagine, imagine like a superpower on the planet comes to and is like, hey, you know, by the way, these people have nuclear weapons and they're gonna like shoot them at everybody. I mean, okay, sure. We like, we're kind of busy in our country doing our thing. What?
It's a little bit fucking weird, right? And we're supposed to believe a guy that's a known liar. Well, I believe, here's what I do, right? Is that I listen to what people say and I make a decision based off of information.
Yes, but also, like, the pattern is weird, right? I mean, you can totally change your mind in like 5 years, but that would mean that, you know, you change your mind over time, or maybe, you know, a while before resigning. But this seems to like come out of nowhere. It's kind of weird.
So, like, I'm not believing what a person... See, this is... I think that a lot of people make...
This war is only... what? This war is only so Israel can make progress on extending their border. That's all. We are supposed to believe a guy that's a known liar. Is it true? I don't know. I feel like it's kind of proven at this point that Iran is doing a lot of terrorism. I mean, that's fair, right? Isn't that fair? Aren't they like constantly chanting death to America and, I don't know, supporting terrorist groups financially and stuff like that? I don't know. Although arguably, like, every government might be doing this. It's just not maybe as public. I don't know.
Make decisions like this where you're not really making a decision based off of like what's being said. You're making a decision based off of who's saying it.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be...
It's almost like they have Trump derangement syndrome. Trump is speaking lies. Oh, this other person is speaking? Ah, that must be true.
Thinking for yourself and making this decision on your own rather than waiting for another person to give you what your opinion is. Because that's the way that I think you should handle it, right? Is that like, yeah, I've got no problem. Money sent to Iran is, what is this? I don't know about that. And yeah, what is this here? Because people lie. Yeah, what is this here? Scroll up. Iran was not a threat. The benefit is petrodollar being destroyed. BRICS is taking over the global reserve currency. So you think we shouldn't attack Iran? Let me explain this. All right, we're going to go through one of these guys, and then after that, like, there's other stuff I want to look at today, too. Do you support us pulling out of NATO? Not entirely, but I think it should be discussed. And makes me feel like superpower having logic seems rare these days. Yeah, I don't get this. They chant death to America? That's all you got to tell me? Yeah, exactly. BRICS was 5 years ago. Well, let's see what he's saying.
Okay, let me let me predict the future. They will not be able to actually coherently explain their opinion.
Uh-oh.
Trump said it.
I will just pull up one other person that like says like, you insulted your allies for months. We won't help you now.
You insulted your allies for months. We won't help you now. What? What? Okay. You are so stupid it hurts.
You're not.
Dude, as a European, all right, it is fucking mind-boggling how stupid, cocked, and pathetic the politicians in Europe are. Just saying.
Help.
I would have preferred, you know, I want Europe to be the 51st state, all right? Let's get Trump over here. He's gonna take Europe. It's fine. I'll be a freaking sleeper agent over here for Trump. It's fine. I don't know. I trip over any person with colorful hair. It's fine. I'll help.
This is the type of like that is the mentality of like a fifth grader. It's not about helping America.
You said a mean word, so we're not gonna help you against the country that's developing nuclear weapon and is aiming at everybody. Oh, oh yeah, priorities, right? You said a mean word. It's like it's like the freaking attitude of an ex-girlfriend. It's like, oh, I know you brought me my car back from the mechanic, but you said I look fat in the dress, so I hate you for a week now. It's like, oh my god.
It's about securing a situation where there's not any terrorism that could happen. It's not about, like, you're thinking about this from, like, a personal honor standpoint. It's not about that. It's about national security. Duh. Of course.
Yeah. I mean, I have, like, the same problem sometimes where I have, like, this naivete of, why don't we just all get along? You know, that's, like, my mindset usually. But, you know, sometimes reality hits hard, bro, and sometimes there are just psychopaths and sociopaths and power-hungry, greedy sons of bitches that will fucking, I don't know, dig your dead mom out of the grave just to, like, get an extra pound or dollar or freaking euro, an extra ruble. So, sometimes we have to fight fire with fire.
Anyway, what's the question? Well, what do you think that we shouldn't have attacked Iran? Like, I'm just confused by like, America shouldn't have attacked Iran.
I have like one opinion on this. One singular opinion that is, oh my god, listen to this, it's nuanced. Like, if they actually had nuclear weapons, then yes. If everybody lied about the nuclear weapons, kind of like they did in with Bush and like the mass destruction weapons or whatever, then fucking what? No, then obviously not. But if there was an actual threat, then, you know, I don't know. It's so hard to tell. It's like nobody tells us the truth anymore. It's just like, it's like a little bit of truth, like sprinkled in, and then there's like 100 articles and news segments of like, oh my god, did you see? Trump drank a glass of water. Did you know who else drank a glass of water? It was Hitler. Hitler drank water. Like, oh, okay. Oh my god, did you see what ICE agents did? They drank glasses of water. Did you know who else drank glasses of water? It was the Gestapo. Right before they killed the Jews. Like, oh my god, okay. Oh my god. Can we like focus, like, tone it down a bit and like focus on the truth or something. If there are ICE agents that act like Gestapo, put them in jail. If it turns out that Trump is Hitler, Hitler 2 reincarnated Electric Boogaloo, then put him in jail. But so far, I don't know. I haven't seen freaking camps. I haven't seen Gestapo, I don't know, making people kneel in rows and executing them by shooting them in the back of their head or anything.
Like, that's obviously what I'm asking. It's help ourselves. Yeah, exactly. It's so much emotional messaging. Well, it's more about, like, kind of, I think it's people are not thinking about what is in the best interest. They're thinking about what makes them feel good. And there are a lot of people that make mistakes by doing that. I think it's very common. There are reports Trump is preparing.
Also, there's like always so many layers to it, right? Because there might be a case where the public gets the info of, like, we went there because of, like, the nuclear weapons, but there might be like 50 other reasons as well, right? That we just don't get because it's classified. Maybe it's like secret information that we need for later on. Maybe we can't, like, tell it because, you know, it's like a strategic advantage or something like that. Kind of like the idea of, like, whenever journalists, like, sit in the conference room with Trump and they're like, what are your plans on fighting Iran? And it's like, well, that's classified. No, tell us, where are you gonna attack next? Like, sure, I tell you where to attack next so Iran knows and can do something about it. Bro, are these people even thinking?
To take full control of the state of Hormuz? That's going to be pretty hard to do. I'm going to be honest. It seems like it will be, but I guess we'll find out. Iran could have been negotiated with?
No.
Why do you think Iran could have been negotiated with?
That's what NATO is saying clearly. What? Well, that kept... Oh my god. Well, that was the idea for the, like, last 20, 30, 40 years or something. I don't know. I feel like it didn't work out too well.
Why do you think that?
I mean, sure, NATO can maybe negotiate with them because Iran isn't chanting death to America, isn't chanting death to NATO, it's chanting death to America.
What makes you think that? That's what NATO was saying clearly? Yeah, but I mean, like, what do you really think that, like, I mean, do you think they know what they're talking about? I don't think they know what they're talking about.
As a European, no, they don't. But TV man said it's so. TV man said it's okay that there was now 50K. I heard it. I heard it on TV.
How's it ever gonna? Yeah, have you ever heard "Don't negotiate with terrorists"? He's gonna start vague posting. Yeah, what makes you think that we could have negotiated with Iran? Like, let me ask you something. Do you think that there's the only reason to believe there's a threat is Israeli intelligence? This has nothing to do with Israel. I don't want to hear about whatever you think about Israel. I don't care about Israel. Like, if Iran and Israel wipe each other out, it will make no bearing on my life. Like, I'm an American. My concerns are not in, you know, what the wars in the Middle East are between two Middle Eastern countries. This is not my point. It's not my focus. I don't give a shit. I'm talking about something else. What makes you think that we would be able to negotiate with Iran?
Well, NATO said it. NATO,
makes you think that?
NATO. Starmer said, Karmer said it's fine.
We negotiate with them for 30 years, and all we got was more proxy groups and harassing the world. That's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
More terrorist supporting.
And so we also have,
chanting.
you know, this is the, you know, the low-level intelligence. Why the fuck do you care about this? And you just went back on your own words. You're going to get permabanned, but I'll answer your question.
What? Did he though? What?
The reason why is because it will grow into a larger problem. That's the reason why. It will manifest into a larger problem than it is right now. 9% messages. Yeah, exactly. Like, I have no problem. You're very brainwashed on this topic, bro. It's always funny for me.
It's always funny if, like, It's like, I feel like both sides are doing like the Spider-Man meme. It's like, you're the one, you're the brainwashed one. And then they turn around and like, no, you're the brainwashed one. Oh my God. I mean, to some extent, that's happening on both sides. Although, I gotta be honest, it feels more like that's happening on the left. Or like, because at least the right is like, I don't know, they, at least from my perspective, seem to like listening to reason and facts a bit more. Instead of just like, Trump bad orange man, he said the N-word, he said the nuclear, bad orange man, nuclear word.
To hear people say that. Oh, here we go. I'll let one more person come up and talk about it, right? Is there any other example?
Oh my God, this is just like a bunch of retards that he has to talk to. Oh no. Oh no.
This guy has?
Maybe we can like
not a single one.
Add some speed to this.
So I ask you, why do you think that we could have negotiated with Iran? I'll give him one more chance. Bro's on a spree? I am. There's a lot of these morons. There's a whole lot of them.
You know, this is especially like funny to me because they always say it's like a massive echo chamber, right? But then every stream he pulls up people that disagree with him and he talks to them. You know what would have happened if this was a leftist person? They'd be like, ban that motherfucker. And they'd be gone. No interaction, no talking, no discussion.
Destabilizing a country with 92 million isn't a threat? Well, it absolutely isn't. Like, I mean, no. Not in the same way with them.
Bro, one person with a nuclear weapon is a threat. What are you talking about?
Stabilize. We will see when this is all over. Yeah, you're going to say that because you know that.
Bro, the argument. What is your argument? That makes you believe we can negotiate with Iran. We'll see in the future. The truth will come out. That's my reasoning. Oh, yes.
Your argument is bad. You know that Iran uses negotiation as a delay tactic so they can get more power. That's the reason why they're using negotiation. That's the whole reason. What are you talking about? So what am I brainwashed about? What is this? The timing for the attacking was terrible. They should have done it during the protests. Well, they weren't able to do it then for whatever reason. I mean, you're right. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I agree with you. I think that we should have done it during the
Yes, from like a moral, like from a morality standpoint, we should have gone in and like helped essentially. But as bad as it sounds, from like a political standpoint, I can see why they would have wanted to let it happen. So they have like one extra excuse basically to be like, Iran bad, see? They turned off internet and killed a bunch of people. See? Yeah, sorry. See, Iran bad.
Protests. But we weren't able to for whatever reason. Why would the USA be begging the UK to join? Do you think that the USA is begging the UK to join? Do you think that's happening?
I mean, they might be asking for help, for like support and stuff. But from what happened the last few days, at least from the things I've seen, it seemed like the US is wiping the floor with Iran.
The money from Obama's nuclear deal, and the rule was a max 3.7% enrichment, and then they literally posted on Twitter that they had 60%. Wow. It's almost like they just lie and make up shit and then do whatever they want.
What?
Well, it's just, I don't understand how so many people can be so naive.
Dude, just as a reminder, earlier they said, oh, you believe Trump the liar? Meanwhile, but Iran said they're not gonna do nuclear weapons. What? Don't you? They said it on Twitter, though. But when Trump said it's a liar. But Iran said they're not doing it, though. They're like, you know, they said it on Twitter, so it must be true.
I don't get it.
Same.
I mean, you know that you know how big the UK Navy is, right? I think there's an infographic that has it, right? Is this from now?
Damn, that's like at least 50 ships. Bro, they got so many.
Or is it now or from before, from 2020? Like, look at that and compare that to the American Navy. Like, it's not so big anymore. No, it's not. Like, this is the way it used to be. It used to be fucking massive. Look at that. It was insanely huge. It's gigantic. That's only one carrier fleet? Yeah. To say that, like, we needed them is not... I just don't think that's true. UK territories is what the US wants to use? Yeah. UK media pushed with people pushing Starmer to help and condemn?
UK media filled with people pushing Starmer to help and condemn. So, you listen to the propaganda. Wow, big surprise. The media being the enemy of the people again. Big surprise. Freaking media circus. Clown world.
I'm confused by, like...
The TV, I mean... the TV man said it. So it must be true. The TV man said USA is begging.
Well, are you making a point here, or are you just, like, saying something? I'm just very confused by this.
It's like happening every time. Although, to be fair, to be honest, it's just like a bunch of people randomly saying shit in chat, and then they're suddenly like on the freaking stage and be like, I don't know what to say. What? they can't debate. They can't formulate their opinion. They just kind of like spout out nonsense in chat because, you know, like, I hate what he said. Here's my opinion. And then suddenly when they're like on stage, like, what? I don't know. Typical.
They get poorer after not being able to...
Although, like, back to my point earlier, I was like, if you have such a strong opinion that you need to, like, scream it and, like, blurt it out all the time, you should at least be able to kind of justify it.
Loot nations? Yeah, let me... I'll let this person respond one more time, then I want to move on to something else. Only 63 ships for a country that used to rule the world? Yeah, exactly. A lot of NATO countries relied on America.
Starmer big pussies, said someone in chat. Agreed.
American military tools? Yeah, I think that's true. Honestly, I think it's very true. Please re-examine the facts of the Obama deal and the timetable.
Starmer's a wanker. Starmer's afraid of the terrorists. They get him all the votes. True.
Nuclear enrichment? Well, what does that mean?
USA is not begging for anything. It benefits the world. Wait, what did it say? UK media? Dude, it's so hard to keep up with his chat. I could never do this. How is he like reading chat sometimes? Hello, go back. Oh my god. There we go. UK media is a bunch of morons, bro. True. Honestly, that's like just every media in every country at this point.
Let me ask you something. The word of the dance. That isn't what happened. Do you think that you can trust Iran? Very simple question. Very simple, basic question. Do you think that you can trust Iran?
No. It's kind of like, you know, walking into a dark alleyway and then there's a guy, like a freaking, like twisting and jerking and like, you know, shaking guy on meth that says, I gotta kill the next person I see. I gotta kill the next person I see. Would you like go down that path and be like, oh yeah, I trust that man. I trust that man to do nothing to me.
New Tulsi Gabbard tweet? Ooh, okay, let me pull it up.
Uh-oh.
Okay, where is it? Okay, yeah, I will...
What's this?
Look at it here. You absolutely cannot implicitly trust them. Okay, so then why would you make a decision based off of that? They held true to the low percentage until after the deal was torn up. So you're saying you can't trust them? Okay, so then why would you even listen to what they're saying? That's why we had the inspections. Yeah, and what did the inspections say? They said they had 60%. You know, get it wrong.
Why won't you trust Iran, man? But are you trusting them? No. But that's why we had inspection. Well, what did they say? They had 60%. Oh my god. It's like two questions and all their opinions fall apart.
This is the kind of stuff, like, I don't understand how there can be so much dissonance. Do you trust Russia? No, I don't, but Russia already has nuclear weapons, and look at how many problems that caused us. That's incorrect. What is it? What about it's incorrect?
Yeah, why is it incorrect?
Yeah, what does that mean? 60% was after the deal was torn apart? You really think they were...
I mean, didn't they literally say that themselves? We have 60% now. I mean, sure, it could be like boasting or like pretending or whatever, but I don't know. It still warrants investigation, right?
Weren't trying to develop it from then? before then? Come on, maybe I'm wrong, and the inspections were showing they were adhering to the deal. Yeah, of course, because weren't there certain...
Maybe I'm wrong. What? That's incorrect. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the inspections showed that. Wow. Oh my god. You are wrong. Well, I don't know if you're wrong. Bro, I never get that. If I don't know what I'm saying is true, I always play devil's advocate. I have a nuanced opinion if I don't know what's true or not. That's like, I feel like that's like what I've been talking about for like the last, oh my god, 80 minutes. For like the last freaking hour, right? Whenever I don't know what the actual truth is, I try to like explain that it's impossible to know what really is happening if we don't know the truth.
Areas, like, let me see if I can find this.
Although there is an argument to be made, what seems to be the most
Let's see if I
likely
can pull
thing.
this up and find it. Give me 1 second. And yeah, I'm wrong. Inspection is showing. Let me read the other comments. And okay.
Damn. Right, what
Separate
else is
side
happening?
arrangements. I'm trying to find this out. Yeah. So basically, the Joint Comprehensive Plan, JPCOA, for declared nuclear sites, the IAEA had robust amounts. The main points of contention regarding exceptions or limitations centered around access of undeclared or suspicious sites, including potentially military ones. Wow.
Weird, huh? Weird.
This is the kind of shit, guys. Like, I remember reading this, and it's like, yeah, of course they got rid of this. Of course they got rid of it. Duh. Iran promoted more terrorism under JPCOA. They had more funding. Yeah, exactly. And so that's it. I mean, like, I don't understand how, like, I don't know where these people come from. I really don't. It's very...
Yeah, I feel like the main point of contention here is Trump does it, and therefore bad. So it's so tiresome trying to like figure out. Oh man, it's so sad and bad.
Very confusing to me, but that's just how it is. Anyway, let me go and I'll read. So this is a new statement that was just made. Donald Trump was overwhelmingly elected by the American people to be our president, commander-in-chief. As our commander-in-chief, he's responsible for determining what is and is not an imminent threat and whether or not to take action he deems necessary to protect the safety and security of our troops, the American people, and our country. The Office of Director of National Intelligence is responsible for helping coordinate and integrate all intelligence and provide the president and commander-in-chief with the best information available to inform his decisions. After carefully reviewing all the information before him, President Trump concluded that the terrorist Islamist regime in Iran posed an imminent threat and took action based on that conclusion. I don't like this messaging.
Why?
I don't. Let me explain the reason why.
Okay. I'm curious because I mean, sure, it sounds reasonable, right? I guess the point of contention would be to downplay the thing with Israel and how they're like super buddy now, right?
I think we should have done it even if they weren't an imminent threat.
Oh.
Should have obviously done it. Because they want to be an imminent threat. Why would we wait for them to become problematic? We should have stomped them out as soon as possible.
Also, yeah, that's the issue though, in a way, right? It's like sometimes you can't see if they're an imminent threat. And sometimes it's too late. Sometimes it's too late to act. We caught them a couple of times, right? A, stop that. A, don't do that. Bomb the site here, bomb the site there. But if they like somehow avoid detection from the intelligence agencies, then suddenly they have nuclear weapons. And what do you do then, right? What do you do then? Then it's a little bit too late. So I feel like it's a permanent imminent threat.
Honestly, probably should have stomped them out 20 years ago. Whenever we were in the Middle East anyway, we should have done it then. So this entire, and this is the false premise, because everybody is arguing about the semantics of the term imminent threat. I don't give a fuck if they were an imminent threat or not. They're chanting death to America, they want to build nukes, and they fund terrorists. Kill them.
Yeah.
Duh. What are you, retarded? Of course you should do that.
I mean, they've been trying for decades now, right? They keep trying to play for time, they keep trying. It's like, even like in the last few weeks, they keep like saying, yeah, we want to negotiate. And then keep breaking their promises and everything. It's like they want to kill us. That's just what it seems to be, right?
Like, imagine not
And they just use every tactic of like in their disposal to like deceive, manipulate, and I don't know, like backstab.
thinking that. Like, of course you should go after them.
Obviously, I'm not saying every Iranian, but like the terrorist groups over there.
And why would you let them become an imminent threat? Like, it's just, and so this messaging is just so fucking retarded. Like, I don't know why they keep fixating around it. Because, and here's the reason why I find it to be retarded, is that imminent threat can mean multiple different things, and it depends on how you interpret it. Some people interpret imminent threat meaning that it's a threat to Americans across the world. Other people interpret imminent threat as it is a threat to Americans that are inside of America and Iran bombing America, you know, domestically. Other people see imminent threat as Iran, whether they would bomb U.S. bases around the Middle East. And so this word can be reinterpreted in like 3 or 4 different ways. Look up the definition. It doesn't matter what the definition is whenever
Yeah, because like everybody has a different idea of what it means.
nobody is saying the same thing. Do you see what my point is? Oh my God. And so I care more than imminent than...
I mean, if you reduce the adjectives, they are a threat. Imminent, not imminent, soon, later. Threat is threat.
future? Yeah, exactly. Okay, we've got... All right, we have one more person. I promise this will be the last one, okay? I
Ah,
promise.
finally, thank you.
You guys delusional. What am I delusional about? Let's go. One more. It depends on political capital and will, along with the narrative campaign. If we attacked earlier, it could have been destructive political capital. Maybe. I think it would have been better if we had attacked, like, in January whenever they were having the protests. But that's just my opinion.
Uh-oh. He got put on blast. What is his opinion gonna be? You just say whatever Trump thinks. Right? Is that the argument?
It's a battle royale.
Iran didn't even do anything. Leave him alone.
Yeah, I think that, like, as soon as a country becomes a potential threat, I think we should stomp them out immediately. It's in our best interest. Well, we should immediately do that. Like, if it seems like that they're going to oppose us militarily...
I mean, it's also, like, just strategically smarter. Because if you know that there are a threat, or at least, at the very least, going to be a threat, then it'd be just smarter to deal with it before before the threat kind of, like, surprises you, right?
or sabotage us militarily, we should immediately do that. Like, why would we wait for even a day? Just do it instantly. Yeah, I'm just confused. Don't tell me we don't even have a single response, man. Do not tell me that. What the fuck, man? Are you serious?
Wait, what? Because you can't just wipe out countries who may be a threat. What? That's extreme as fuck. What are you, a tyrant looking to take over the world? What? Who may be a threat? Well, they are proven to be a threat, though. It's not maybe a threat. It is a country that is a threat.
What do you mean? I'm absolutely serious, yes. You want to destroy communists from 80 years so Russia should bomb you? Well, wait a minute. You think that the reason why Russia isn't bombing us is that they don't want to seem hypocritical?
What? Oh, goddamn, we can't do it. It would make us look bad, though. Bro.
The reason that's the reason why Russia hasn't attacked us. Oh my God. Because you can't wipe out countries who may be a threat? That's extreme as fuck. Why are you a tyrant looking to take over the world? Well, it's simple. So basically, why would you not do that? If you're working in America's best interest and you have a country that is trying to build a military to destroy America and they're saying that they want to kill Americans, why would you not kill them?
True.
Why wouldn't you do that?
There's no answer. There's no satisfying answer.
So you're evil? No, I'm not. We're just sitting...
He's gonna say, because it is killing bad, man, killing bad. Well, killing's not as bad anymore if you're the one about to be killed.
Here in our country, we're not like it. We're not trying to kill them. Like, we're not trying to blow up Saudi Arabia. We're not trying to blow up Qatar. Like, what the fuck is Iran doing? The reason why Iran is against the United States is because it's run by a bunch of psychotic extremist religious zealots. That's the reason why. There's nothing else more to it. There's not a huge, grand geopolitical reason or anything else. They go around, they stop people from dancing, they stop people from showing their hair. They have thousands of other retarded rules.
I don't know if it was Iran or anything, but they throw LGBT people from roofs. they burn people in cages. They forcefully marry underage girls of like 6, 7, 8, 9 years old that die in the night of the marriage of internal bleeding in the uterus. So, and they constantly chant "Death to America." So, I don't know.
Allow child marriage. They're nuts. They're absolutely fucking crazy. You already came to, yeah, what's this here? It's obvious. Guys, we're saying death to America? Yeah.
There we go. No answer, as I predicted. You're just a stick playing WoW. You're much better at that.
You're so much better.
Bro.
No, I wasn't.
Great counter argument. Typical. I can't argue against whatever you said. Just your point is so invalid. I don't even want to engage.
I was bad at WoW too. But
Bro.
anyway, so you can't explain it because
Sure.
you are taking, this is, in my opinion, prey morality. This is morality of people that assume that you can't take action to defend yourself. If somebody pulls out a gun and they say, I'm going to load this gun and I'm going to shoot you with the gun whenever it's loaded, I would shoot them before they load the gun.
Yeah.
And I think everybody would. But the moment that you apply the
And I think in court it would also be seen as self-defense because it was a like verbal threat of killing you, essentially.
this logic to a larger
Although it's like hard to prove in court, I guess. Unless you recorded it or something.
scale, people act like it's unreasonable. This is outrageous. It's not even debate. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's like self-defense in like a, I guess, international scale in a way.
Absolutely. Happens all the time. If they threaten to shoot you, you should just play WoW. Yeah, exactly. I'll let this person make one more response.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah, they're holding a gun for 47 years. Not a see you, because you know it's true. You know it's totally true. There's nothing that you can say that's gonna make it make sense. The guy got debunked by a New York bomber is the perfect example. Yes, clearly.
I mean, I get the arguments of the people, right? Of like those chatters that are like kind of stupid. It's like, I also feel like it's bad to like go to war because of like my, I'm very sensitive. I'm a sensitive, naive guy. What can I say? I prefer utopia instead of like constantly having to fight. But that's not reality, is it? In reality, we sometimes have to kill the psychopaths just to like ensure that the rest of us can somewhat live in peace.
The U.S. has been meddling in Iranian affairs since 1950. You've embargoed them, waged economic warfare on them. Okay, what does that have to do with whether they're going to pull a gun on us? What does that have to do with that? The moment that somebody pulls a gun on you, do you think to yourself, it's okay for them to shoot me because in their mind, they're right? No, you think to yourself, I don't want to get shot, and you shoot them first. Duh. Jesus Christ.
Dude,
Some of these people...
It's always so easy for somebody to say that, right? Like, sitting in your home, in your comfortable bedroom, in your warm chair with chicken nuggets next to you, and then you're like, try to be a keyboard warrior, typing away, oh, we all should strive to be better people. But like, when somebody's like in front of you with a knife, you change your tune really quick.
Well, plenty of other people die in that scenario. If it's just Trump, their leader in a duel, I'd be all for it. Okay. So you think that nobody is going to die? Jesus Christ. This is the mentality that these people have. It's so embarrassing. Don't you think that there are motives behind the war that we're not...
What do you think would happen? If it's true that they want to kill us, then what do you think is going to happen? There's two possibilities. Trump wins the duel, and then they kill Trump anyway and start attacking because they took out our leader. Or option two, Trump loses, and then they're like, oh, now they have no leader anymore. Now is our chance, and they start attacking. I don't think they would respect that. I don't think they would respect the honor of a duel.
Fully aware of? I mean, not really. I mean, I'm sure there are some, but like, I don't think you can really... I think that people are aware of them. They're just guessing. That's the reason why. We got to teach people how to survive nowadays. There's no survival instincts. Exactly.
True.
How about, yeah, the guy in charge of intelligence didn't say so, and the other 10 other people that were in charge of intelligence said so. Like, how does that make sense? The one guy that agrees with you is right, but the 10 people that don't are wrong. Like, you're trying to make an appeal to authority.
Yeah, it's like, it's so much nitpicking all the time. It's like, oh, I like that one freaking dentist that didn't agree instead of like the 9 out of 10 that did agree.
Whenever this is one person that said that, when the majority of other people said the opposite. So anyway, let me go back. I'll look at the other stuff because I think that people have massive brain rot about this. It is so stupid.
True.
And I think that
because I think the main issue is, honestly, the media. If there would be consistent truths and facts being reported with journalistic integrity by the media, then we would all have a sensible, homogeneous opinion of the situation because we know what the fuck is going on. Instead, it's a bunch of freaking opinions, biases, propaganda, stupid bullshit, and then we have to like figure out what the fuck, which little freaking like, I don't know, sentence in the barrage of verbal vomit is the truth.
Main reason why, this is the main reason why, falling for U.S. propaganda, bro, it's not propaganda, it's self-defense and it's self-preservation. That's the reason why.
I mean, there's probably a little bit of propaganda. It just happens every time somebody goes to war. There's gonna be a little bit of propaganda, or a lot of it.
I think that any country, I will repeat myself and make it very clear, any country that is saying death to America, that wants to build a nuclear bomb, and that funds terrorism, if we have the means to destroy them completely, I think that we have a moral obligation to do so. Not only do I think that we should do it to...
Is it? I mean, destroy completely sounds so harsh because I'm so sensitive, guys. I'm sensitive and naive. But I can't disagree, I guess, when I think about it. It's like, yeah, it's like the analogy he made. It's like when there's somebody with a gun saying he's gonna load it and shoot you, it's like your moral obligation to, like, you know, stop him from doing it.
Secure our presence and to make sure that we're safe. But I think that we have a moral obligation to use the military to protect our civilians and our citizens by preventing threats like that from emerging and getting worse. And I think that we do have the technology for that. We spend $1 trillion a year on that. And I think that that is the thing that in the long term will result in the least amount of lives lost for both sides. Because if that government gets powerful enough and there's a full-scale war with the United States in 25 years, then millions of people on both sides will die. I don't want to have that happen. So it's better to cut it out at the very root and then prevent it from getting worse and get with a government that's more reasonable. It's just common sense. And I agree, basically, it's our planet. Well, I mean, it's the thing is that, like, I don't really care about, like, you know, like, what, oh, it's not fair or whatever.
Dude, I can't wait until there's, like, space travel to Mars. Then I just go to Mars. Although I guess it wouldn't take long. Although it might take, like, a couple of 100 years before we actually, like, colonize Mars completely. Kind of like how, like, I don't know, when was it? 1800s, 1700s? When, when there were still countries left on the planet that weren't invaded by humans. Ah, imagine that. Imagine being on Mars, and then you go somewhere and it's a new place that isn't a country yet. It'd be crazy.
Ever. I mean, like, is it not fair for your own government to, like, try to work in your best interest? Of course it is. So, yeah, Israel wants this war to hasten the end times to bring back their Messiah, by the way. Yes, I know. It's all about Israel. Israel wants everything. So anyway, I'm not going to get into that again.
I mean, I can buy the idea that Israel and the American lobby, and, like, maybe not just America, like just the lobbyism in general, is kind of like pulling the strings a little bit. But both can be true, right? Unless we actually get the facts and, like, some hard proof of what the facts are, I can see, like, both being kind of true. That Iran did have, or, like, constantly has plans to make nuclear weapons, but also Israel being, you know, a little bit pushy, and maybe, like, some lobbyists also being a little bit pushy about, like, you know, going to war, etc. But I don't know. Weird state of the world. Weird state of the world.
I just want to move on, but, like, that's what my perspective on it is. I've said it more times. It's
I'm so tired of the news nowadays. There's, like, crazy shit every day. Anyway, if you like if you like war, then leave a comment, like, and subscribe. See you next time. Bye bye.